Hello everyone, welcome back. Savage is here, coming back with a new part of What If Deku Was an Agakima Kill, which it will gonna take a while to get used to saying that title. But other than that, let's just get right into the video, shall we? And now, where we last left off, Midoriya was unconscious. The shock of seeing that what's inside that warehouse at Iris's house and, well, the thing that he gone through, he couldn't handle it. He threw up and fell unconsciously short after. And well, right now, Midoriya find himself in a room. And hearing the sound of the birds through the window. And then while he's in the room, he opens his eyes and while looks left and right, he tries to move, but his arms are tied up to the bed that he's right now in, and he's right now naked, only wearing his underwears. And in that moment, he's like, what the? As then, Midoriya, using One For All, he immediately breaks out free from the, bindings. As immediately somebody then opens the door. A purple-haired girl with glasses coming with some water and food, and, well, before she could say anything, she said something between the lines of, "Are you still us?" But then Midoriya immediately rushes past her, which caused her to fall and drop the food, and while Midoriya just starts running through the hideout out of there, he's booking it, and he's not waiting anytime soon for anything. But suddenly, while Midoriya is rushing through the hallway, he get tangled in something. Immediately, tiny wires that were so thin that almost invisible to the naked eye capture him and basically tie him up. As he hears the sound of somebody saying, "Up, up, up, up. Don't you try anything funny now. And don't try to struggle. The more you struggle, the more it will be more painful," as the guy tightens his grip. Midoriya is bleeding a bit, but not much. As Midoriya said, "What do you want?" As he said, "Well, I knew those chains wouldn't handle you very well. I thought that they could hold you back, but I guess you're too strong for your own good, huh?" As Midoriya looks to see another green-haired kid with wires coming out of his fingertips while he's saying, "Now how about we all just calm down and, you could lay down this running away regime of yours," or something like that. As Midoriya said, "Who are you?" As he said, "I'm not allowed to tell you that yet. If I tell you, I'm gonna have to kill you." As then from behind Midoriya hears another sound. He can't turn his head around, but he can hear it. It says, "Lavak, don't kill him. I didn't bring him here for you to kill him." As he said, "Come on, Leone. I was just messing with the guy. I mean, you're the one who told me to put some traps around his room." As Midoriya, then a girl comes forward, and it's Leone, the blondie with the yellow eyes and, well, the lack of clothings for sure. As she said, "Hey there, you finally awake?" As Midoriya looks into her, saying, "It's you from the..." As she said, "Yeah, it's me. Good to see that you remember me." As Midoriya said, "What do you want from me? You want to kill me?" As the girl said, "Oh, come on. If we wanted to kill you, we would have did it a long time ago, wouldn't we now? Perhaps at the warehouse? I actually brought you here so you don't die. If I didn't take you from there, the royal guards would have most definitely killed you, thinking you're the one who killed the family." As Midoriya said, "So why am I naked anyway?" As then, Lavak continues saying, "Well, because we need to disarm you, and we couldn't find your imperial arm, like seriously where it is. But I guess it's still on you since you're so quick to jump." As then Midoriya's electricity stops, and Leona said, "Here he turns it off. I wonder, is it like inside you?" As she opens his mouth, and Midoriya, Dad, don't." As he tried to bite her finger, and she said, "Hey, shh, don't do that. I'm the only one that bites here." As Midoriya said, "So, what are you talking about? As then, from behind, another person comes, being the purple-haired girl, saying, Leonie, I'm sorry. God, breakfast, I brought him. As Leonie said, don't worry about it, Chal. I mean, I didn't expect those chains to hold him back anyway. Now, listen here, kid. What's your name? As Midoriya said, Midoriya. As she said, okay, Midoriya. As she, poops his nose and said, listen, this is what's going on. Lebak will gonna let you go, and you will not gonna try to run away, because if you do, I'm gonna have to kill you, okay? Come on. If we really wanted to hurt you, we would have done it a long time ago. So why don't we just chat? I'm sure you're as much as confused as any of us here confused about you. As Midoriya think about it for a minute, and well, they don't seem to be wanting anything bad, and beside being assassins, that is. And well, he just sighs and said, okay, fine. As she said, now that's the spirit. Okay, Lebak, you can let go of him. As he said, alright, whatever you say. As he lets go of Midoriya, and then she said, now, how about you get this guy some clothings? As he said, sure, come with me. I should have something in my closet for you. It's nice to have somebody with a green hair around this hideout other than me now. As well, Midoriya goes with Lebak, and in the Lebak room, he basically gives him something to put on. He did still threaten Midoriya to not try to get out of, run away, because, he's gonna immediately catch him in his webs or strings. As well, Midoriya puts on the outfit that Lebak gave him. It's not his original costume, which he wondered what happened to it, and Lebak said that they tore it to pieces to try and figure out where his Imperial arm is. But Midoriya told them that, what? And, well, in the end, Lebak told him that they didn't find anything, but it turned to pieces, so yeah, too bad. And Midoriya wonders what's an Imperial arm, but Lebak said, that's for Najunda to explain, not me. So, Midoriya, and after Lebak basically takes Midoriya into the main meeting room, Midoriya gets in there, and Lebak said, well, welcome to the night raid. As he sees a bunch of people, a girl with pink hair, another purple, the girl with black hair that he fought last night, although she has a little bandage around her left cheek that she's still holding after Midoriya punished her, and a guy that's with a weird kind of haircut, and of course Leone, and the boss herself. As right now, immediately the Najinda looks into Midoriya saying, it's finally nice to see that you're awake. My name is Najinda, and I'm the leader of Night Raid. As Midoriya steps forward after Lebak basically takes his place, and Midoriya is standing in front of all of those people that stare at him, and, well, he said, hi. As Najinda said, I believe your name is Midoriya. Is that right? As Midoriya said, yeah, that's my name. As she asked him, saying, what was he doing with that girl? Although, well, she knows that in fact she picks him off of the street, but where is he from? As Midoriya said, well, where I'm from is nowhere near here. As she said, I know that for a fact. You had some weird things on you. One of them is this. As she holding Midoriya's phone. As she said, can you mind explaining what this device is? We couldn't manage to activate it. As Midoriya said, oh, that's my phone. As everybody's confused, saying, what's a phone? As well, Midoriya said, hey, can I have it back for a second? As well, Najinda hands it over to Midoriya. But hopefully, Lebak is like, don't try to do anything funny now. As Midoriya basically opens his phone before suddenly, a ringtone starts working, or like the noise that comes out of his phone, and that second immediately everybody goes into fighting mode. Immediately, Lebak using his strings pulls out Midoriya's phone out of his hand, and misses Mine immediately using her gun to shoot the phone in the middle of the air to fry it. After that, immediately Akame using her sword chops it to pieces before Leone just steps on it, turning it into nothing more than ash. As immediately Leone said, "Okay, you're getting me mad now. I said don't try anything." As Midori said, "What did you guys do? That was just my ringtone." As immediately Lebak puts his strings around his neck, saying, "What was that going to do? Fry our brains? Call on help?" As Midori said, "That was just, a reminder for me to wake in the morning." As Lebak is like, "What do you mean by that?" As Midori said, "It was just an alarm, alarm clock." As Leone does not smell any kind of weird smell from Midori. She does believe that he's saying the truth, so she's like, "Don't worry, Lebak. He's saying the truth. He doesn't smell like a liar." As Lebak let go of Midori, and Midori's like, "But my phone." As Najinda said, "So I assume your phone is not your Imperial Arms." As Midori said, "What is an Imperial Arms anyway?" As Najinda said, "Well, I cannot explain that to you yet. Not at least now. But I want to know," as she pointed on him, saying, "What is this green electricity that keeps flickering through your body?" As Midoriya said, "Oh, you mean this?" As he activates it. And Midoriya just tells him that he's not doing anything, he just activates it. As he said, "This is a quirk." As everybody's completely confused. And Midoriya said, "A quirk? You guys don't know what a quirk is?" As, immediately Mai's saying, "What is this guy talking about? Are we sure that he's not some sort of a crazy mental hospital escapee or something like that?" As immediately, the guy with the funny hair said, "Yeah, it does sound like crazy talk. What does he mean by a quirk?" As Midoriya said, "You guys don't know." As Midoriya looks down and he starts thinking, this is not his time period it's not his time period. Neither it is anybody knows about quirks, and this is not anywhere remotely close to Japan. As Najinda asks once more, saying, "Midoriya, where are you from? And this time I want answers." As Midoriya said, "Even if I give you an answer, I don't think you'll believe me. I'm trying to say the truth." As she said, "Don't worry, I'll believe you. You don't seem like you're lying at the moment. And Leone here gonna figure out if you're lying or not." As Midoriya, decide to tell them the truth. He is from Japan, which everybody's completely confused about, and Midoriya explains that Japan is, a country far in the middle of the ocean and stuff like that. As then all of them tell them that they never even heard remotely of Japan, especially Najinda, and she was on many travels. And he also explained what a quirk is. From where he is from, a quirk is a genetic mutation in the human body that allows a person to have a special ability, like a different people. Some can do normal stuff like shoot laser from their eyes or create ice or fire, while some, like him, can have super strength and speed. As Lovax is saying, "You mean everybody in your Japan or whatever it's called places has this kind of powers?" As Midori said, "Well, not in Japan only, it's all around the world. But, I'm from Japan, so, that's the only place I know." As immediately Najinda wonders, "Interesting. I apologize, but I do not believe that I ever heard of Japan, let alone believe its existence." As Midoriya said, I just don't know it." As Najinda said, "Do you remember how you got here in the first place?" As Midoriya said, "How I got here?" As, Labaka's like, "Man, this is just there is so much fog around this whole thing. You sound very, weird, and it's just hurting my head." As Midoriya said, "Fog. Yeah, I guess it's a bit foggy. So, Wait, fog. As Midoriya starts suddenly getting memories flashing through his mind. Fog. Tosu. Kirigiri. As everybody's wondering why did he say Kirigiri, and Midoriya said, I remember now. It's I was in a host of city, one of cities in Japan, and I I was fighting a villain, Stain, yeah, the hero killer. But then a flying gnome comes and snatched me out of the ground and flew with me up. Stain tried to save me, but he failed, and a black misty portal appears in the middle of the air, but then that weird symbol flashed, and next thing I know, I'm here. As they all are confused about that. Kirigiri, Nomu, Hero Killer, Stain, what? As Najin said, so what you're saying is basically you were doing something. I assume you were fighting a criminal from the way you described him as a villain. And suddenly you've been teleported into this place through a misty gate that had a weird symbol. As Midoriya said, yeah. As Najin said, can you describe to me what is that weird symbol that you've seen? As Midoriya said, yeah, okay, As Midoriya started thinking, and well, he tried to pull out his notebook, and he, where is my notebook? As well, then Lavuk said, I have it. Here you go. It has some weird writing. I don't know how to read it. I thought that we could possibly get some useful information out of it. As well, Midoriya gets the notebook back from Lavuk, and well, he starts drawing in his notebook, and well, he shows the symbol into Najinda and everybody, saying, this is what I saw flashing. It's like almost glitched into it. It's like a second it was a normal gate, and then it was this. As they look, it's a yin and yang symbol. As Najinda said, a yin and yang. As she brings out a book, and she said, I believed I seen this. As she holds the book in front of Midoriya on the page, and Midoriya sees the same yin and yang symbol in her book, and Midoriya said, yeah, that symbol. As Najinda said, so it's true. Midoriya, I have bad news for you. I believe whatever happened, you're not only from across seas, but you're from a completely different world. As everybody goes silent for a second, and Midoriya wonders, saying, a different world? As she said, what I imagine that happened to you is that the Imperial Arms, the dimensional formation, is the cause of what happened to you. As Midoriya said, dimensional formation? As she said, it's an Imperial arm that allows its user to teleport things between a location A to B. Although I never thought it could possibly do something like that. Our informations on it are limited, but from what you say, describing it as a yin and yang symbol, or a black and white with dots in the middle of it, this is the only thing I can come up with. So what I'm saying, that there is somebody with this Imperial arm that managed to drag you into this world. I don't know what's their reason, or if they even have a reason to begin with. But now we get some valuable information out of this reveal. First, we know that you're not from anywhere remotely in this world, and that's why you're so different from us. And second, now we know that the dimensional formation is in the hand of a user. As Midoriya said, so where is this guy? Can he send me back home? As immediately Mai said, this guy is keeping up or not? He's just acting so stupid at this point. As immediately Leona said, if we had that dimensional formation, we would have already sent you back home. And beside, if it has a user, it's definitely in the capital. I bet you it's somebody in the capital using it for some sort of a experiment or something like that. As Labak said, yep, definitely. As Najinda continues saying, indeed. And Midoriya said, so can I just go to the capital and get it? As well, all of them saying, yeah, if you want to die, that is, Might said. As immediately, Akame said, You really believe that the imperial capital and the emperor will just gonna let you roam inside his castle and ask the person with that specific imperial arm to just send you back home? You're having too much faith in that society, Midoriya. As Midoriya said, so what can I do? I can't stay here forever. As immediately Najinda said, well, there's one thing you can do. An idea that Leone came up with. As she held her hand in front of Midoriya, saying, why don't you join Night Raid? As Midoriya said, join you? As well, they start explaining about Night Raid. They are a group of assassins, which Midoriya immediately refused, saying, I'm a hero. From where I'm from, I don't kill people. As well, they start explaining that the country is corrupt and everything, and when Midoriya heard that, he said, so, are you guys some sort of, like, anti-heroes? As when Midoriya said anti-heroes, everybody goes silent for a second, but then they immediately go into ridiculous laughter. Even Najinda, even Akame, for crying out loud. Everybody starts laughing maniacally over what Midoriya just said, and Lubak is like, this guy is so hilarious. Anti-heroes, he said. As, well, Midoriya said, what's so funny? As Leona said, what you just said, Midoriya. No matter how you cut it, we're just killers. Anybody of us can die at any moment and nobody will gonna give a damn about us. As immediately Bulat continues saying, indeed. So when we kill, we kill. It doesn't matter if it's for good or bad. We're just assassins and we're going down to hell either way. As Midoriya suddenly feel their presence suddenly change. A second ago where they're all were so fun and laughter, and now they're so deadly. This feeling that he gets from them, it so much reminds him of Stain, yet is so different at the same time. As immediately Najinda continues saying, so what do you say, Midoriya? Will you join Night Raid? As Midoriya said, what if I don't join? As Akame immediately puts her sword into Midoriya's neck, saying, does that need to think about it twice? You already know all of our faces, and we can't allow you to just roam around the capital hands-free. As she puts it closer, saying, we're gonna have to kill you if you refuse. As Najinda said, put your sword down, Akame. I know you're still mad about him punching you. As Midoriya looks into Akame before Akame putting her hand on the side of her face that was punched while still bandaged, and he's like, oh, sorry about that. As she said, well, she just does a little noise and basically takes back her sword inside her sheath. As Najinda said, well, just like you heard, Midoriya, I can make you. We will have to kill you if you don't agree to join us. But, well, there are other ways you can join us. You can just work here as some sort of a butler, if you will. You can cook, clean, and all stuff like that. But I'm sure you want to take back your own way back home with your own hands, right? And beside, your imperial arms, or quirk as you named it, could be useful for our battle. Someone with your speed and strength that even managed to destroy a lot could help us real good in this war that we're having. Leone told me the amount of damage you caused with only one finger, although from what it seemed you needed to break it. Is that correct? As Midoriya looks into his hand that, well, they did bandage his finger though. As Midoriya said, yeah, sometimes my body doesn't handle my power. As Leone said, that's why you were holding back. Now you know. That makes sense. As Akame also realized that he was holding back. It felt like he was fighting against himself as much as he was fighting against her. As right now Najinda said, well, for now I'll give you time to think about it. As well, immediately, suddenly Lubak feeling something saying, Najinda, there's something in my strings. As immediately Leone said, well, because I'm not gonna have to think about it for long. As Najinda said, what is it, Lubak? As he said, It's mercenaries. Somebody found out our hideout whereabout. As immediately said, alright. Night raid, as she stand up saying, new mission. Go and eliminate those targets before they return to the capital and inform them about our hideout. Midoriya, go with them. You might learn something. As well, immediately Bulat said, oh, let me have this guy. As he basically holds Midoriya over his shoulder, and she said, very well then. Midoriya, you're with Bulat. The rest, go. Don't let any of those guys run away. We can't allow them to know the hideout of ours. Eliminate them if needed. As well, everybody rushes out of the hideout, while Midoriya start catching up after Bulat, while Bulat said, make sure to look closely, Midoriya. This is going to be a very good educational lesson for you. And this will leave it off, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment down below. Tell me what you think about this part, and what do you think is going to happen in the next part. Well, I have nothing more to say than Savage was here.